What's up, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm doing something super fun. I am working on a soft indie production for my good buddy Xander Ward. Xander and I have been working together for the past 6 to 7 months, and we really just found like a cool stride with his sound and where we're trying to take his artist project. So I thought this could just be a fun day to sit in and kind of watch as I build some layers and kind of what I'm doing on the back end of some of that as well. Xander is also an artist from Nashville. We both share a love for soft indie rock. We've really been directing his music into the coin, Dayglow, day wavy kind of thing. And this song is honestly a perfect example of where we're trying to take stuff. So if you're into those kind of artists, then I'm glad you're here. Yeah, I would say Xander and I have a fairly good idea on the direction of the track. We wanted to just kind of feel like a smooth ride through the whole thing. So no crazy shifts in dynamic, just kind of like easy going, windows down, night drive kind of vibe. And so with that, kind of decided no live drums. We're just gonna have a pretty simple kind of loopy style drum thing going on with samples. We have this really cool bass part that we wrote together that we're gonna drop in, and then yeah, just some vibey keys and guitars and kind of like leave it at that. If you listen to Daywave or artists kind of similar to that or in that lane, you'll notice if you kind of break down the production, there's not like the most insane elements, or like it's probably not 100 tracks in the session or anything like that, but all the sounds that are present are really interesting. So that's kind of the goal and the vibe of today is we want simple drums, simple bass, simple keys, simple guitar, but all the elements, we want them to be dripping in vibe and character and stuff. So let's go ahead and start with the drum loop. I feel like that could just be a good place to dive in. And I'm even gonna do you a solid and not make you sit with me while I do this for probably the next 30 to 40 minutes. All right, so we found some cool sounds. So I'll play you just a little second of this loop and then kind of take you track by track on what I picked out. So super fun. The kick is super knocky. You can see I'm like kind of cutting some of the sub lows, and then this like nasty nasally frequency weirdly just felt like really good on this kick. So I'll show you that like bypassed. So it's cool. I think it's fun that it's like a little more organic sounding, kind of a hybrid electronic organic vibe. But then, yeah, I just boosted like all this gross nasal, cut a little of the mud, and then gated it pretty fast to just kind of kill a touch of that back end. Yeah, without the EQ, and then with. Yeah, so interesting, not the most like stereotypical kick sound. And also just to point out, you'll see there's like really not much going on my individual chains. Like my little snare sample don't have anything going on. Most of these are just like killing some frequencies or boosting interest in frequencies. But yeah, I'm like a big advocate for the source is the most important. So a lot of times I will just like take my time sifting through samples to get the sound that is close to what I want, instead of getting something that's 50% and then having to do all this tone shaping when there's probably a sound out there that is just what I'm looking for. So yeah, to me, that's just really, really cool. But I've got that going on. And then on the choruses, just to add a little touch of dynamic, I added some claps. So with the kick sample. And then a shaker, which is from my sample pack. And so it's just like a really, really wide, organic, like sand shaker vibe. Then just using this plugin to roll a little top off, give it a little interest with some subtle clipping. But other than that, later in the song, we've got this little hat loop that kind of enters the chat. Yeah, and in context, I don't even feel like you really hear that. It's more of just like an energy lift versus like a new whole element to digest. But yeah, and then I've got some simple like crashes. I've been really into gongs lately. And so I've got these gongs. It's just freaking fun. So I've got those at the top of the chorus. So I can play that like all that together. If you care to hear them all together, let's do it. Yeah, so soloed out, the gongs are like buck wild, but in context, they feel really cool. But yeah, moving on, now that we've kind of have this like layer of drums happening, Xander and I, when we wrote the song, we came up with these bass parts. And so they're kind of solidified, but today I just wanted to like retrack them to get them just a little cleaner with my edit and stuff. So let's jump into that. Yeah, so basically there are 3 parts going on. And so I just want to track those just a little cleaner. So this first one, let me just figure it out again. We've got this like... And I think it goes... Cool, let's do it. Fun. So we've got that, and then I just wanted to get these kind of like muted, rolled off palm mute things. Maybe not rolled off, actually. Sick. And then the only other part I think is getting like a high octave of that. I think would just be like a fun texture. And one good thing about me, I am a much better editor than I am a player. So why be good when I don't have to? So all right, so I queued up a couple sounds here. I think the vibe I'm trying to go for is more foundational with pretty beach wavy kind of voices. So I'm leaning into like some major sevenths. Yeah, just kind of laying foundational chords and kind of getting it feeling right here. These are the sounds I landed on. So I'll drop those in here and just kind of get some foundation chord stuff going. And 1, 2. And I just thought something kind of vibey to match the chorus melody would be cool. Yeah, so I landed on these couple sounds. I think they feel pretty cool together. It's very hard playing with latency when your computer is a little slow and the plugins take freaking hell of CPU. Then I just wanted to grab the chords and melody to match what I just did on the actual Juno. So throughout this whole track, I'm kind of doing, honestly, the same 2 or 3 little tricks to kind of get that like wobbly character thing, just to give away a couple of my little gems here. So first up in the chain, I've got this Tal chorus. This plugin is free. You should go get this because it is by far my favorite chorus plugin. It's so freaking good. I am way late to the game on this and still don't have RC20. So whenever I want to get that like wobbly, fluttery tape thing. I use this super old J37 tape plugin from Waves. And I'll kind of show you soloed out here what that is doing exactly. So without it, it's already vibing big time, but then with, and I'll really turn the depth up here to show you like what it's doing. So just getting all that gross goodness. That wobble. And then with the chorus and the rest of my chain, little reverb, some basic EQ stuff. This is how that sound came together. And I've got that side chaining to the kick, which is why it's dipping like that. But yeah, I think the keys vibe in general just turned out really, really cool. I'll play like the whole chorus here with all the sounds together. Super fun. One of these synths just had this really long tail and had the idea to kind of like take that and stretch it out and then do some pretty intense processing with the J37 and some time warp stuff. And so this is how this little pad texture turned out. That's also being sidechained to the kick. So yeah, super basic, like as far as the amount of layers and stuff. Really with the Tal chorus and the J37 wobble thing, I'm doing that on like almost everything. Even on some of the background vocals and all over the guitars and stuff. So I'll show you here in a second, just like an A and B on my clean capture, and then the way we just grossified it all up. So I'll play that here in a second for you, but just wanted to talk about this plugin. I've talked about this before, but this is the Mateus Asado amp simulator by Neural DSP. And this thing is just freaking brilliant. I have this on the acoustic, and so I'm actually bypassing the amp head and post effects and stuff, but I'm using the cab for the color and then have some vibrato, J37 vibes again. And I've got that happening on all my acoustic layers. So I'll show you the A and B of those really quick. And then for the electric layers, I'm also using the Mateus Asado Archetype plugin. And for all the vocals, I'm tracking these through the Warm Audio WA8000. Xander has a really airy character thing to his voice, and I think the Warm Audio just really helps bring that out. And then similar to the rest of these kind of like lo-fi layers, we just make it gross in post. Gross in post! I'm gonna start saying that. So I'll just play a little A and B of his vocal, like on the chorus, without the chain, and then gross in post! Serotonin in my head. I'm addicted and I don't mind it. Sarah, look what you did. Got me hooked and you know I like it. Well, sick. This was a lot of fun. This song is actually already out. It just dropped last Friday on Valentine's Day. So if you're into this, go give Xander a follow and check out this song on Spotify. But yeah, guys, once again, thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you next time. Peace.